Yeah, we're good. Good evening. Welcome to the latest edition of the Store Report Live. Tonight we're joined by Lavante Wiggins, and we're gonna have Jalen Hill and Joe on with us later. But we want to start off with Lavante. Hey man, what's going on?
What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
Good. It's I figured we'd catch up because oddly enough, it's been 3 months since the season abruptly ended, and we figured we'd take some time get caught up with you.
Right.
So I guess I'll get right started with it. 2020 was a very strange year football wise. In the end, we were able to work through everything and put a very competitive team on the field. As you know, our season abruptly ended due to a COVID guideline change. How far do you think this team could have gone in 2020?
Honestly, the way that we were playing, especially towards the end of our season, I feel like we finally hit our peak. We were playing more as a unit. Defense was playing the best defense that they had all year. Offense was finally clicking. Um, Honestly, I feel like if given the chance and the opportunity, we definitely would have made it to the championship. And we don't even have to talk about what we would have did to that team. That would have been bad for them, but I think it would have been a really good game in the semifinals against the one team that we did lose to.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that if we played them a second time, we definitely could have and would have beat them. So,
Oh, we definitely grew quite a bit. There's no doubt about it, and not having the opportunity certainly stunk. I mean, especially with all the stuff you guys went through just to play this year, it was a major commitment. And you know, in 2020 we had to play on the road the whole time, and it was a challenge. Pretty much all the time, given the situation. Looking back on all the challenges that we had in 2020, how do you feel the team responded to all those changes or challenges?
the best we could. We weren't really given that much to work with, so we made the best of the situation that we could have.
Say hello.
How you doing?
This is Bailey.
Hey, Bailey.
Savante. All right. You gonna go lay down? All right. Seek it out.
But yeah, I think it was we definitely made the best of the situation. It was just overall good opportunity that we were even able to play some games. So just being able to actually put the pads on and compete was good enough, honestly. Even though we didn't get to finish the season.
No, I give you guys a lot of respect because it was a huge challenge. I mean, just think about the number of practice you guys all attended before we could even play, and then every single game that we had was for most people at least an hour, if not 2.5 hours to get there. So I thank everybody for everything that they did because at the end of the day, if you guys didn't play, it would have been pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Looking back at the 2020 season, was there or a play that you're going to kind of look back to and just kind of think about?
A game or a play. I mean, my favorite game was probably our last game, and that was I don't know. I feel like that was probably one of my best games. It's the last game that we had, but one play that stuck out to me a lot. Honestly, there's two. One of them was the play with Monty sacking the quarterback, literally tackling him and the lineman at the same time. We got that on film and it was in slow mo. That was dope.
Yeah.
And then just the last game when Tank came up and made that pick, it was just the transition from, like you said, him getting his knee.
Mm-hmm.
So coming back from rehab and just being able to go out there and still be able to move like that and do that. Obviously, I expect that from him anyways, bad knee or not. But
yeah,
just seeing that, honestly, made me happy. So
no, me too. I mean, I know, him coming in to practice early on, we kind of knew what he could be, and I think he knew that he could be the kind of player he was this year. But being able to work through that and coming through in the big moments, I couldn't be happier for him because he works hard and he deserves everything he gets.
Yeah.
This past year, we had some new players, a good mix of returning players. Is there a new player or a returning player you felt that had an outstanding season?
Honestly, there's definitely a lot of players I felt had a good season. As far as new players, shoot, I can't even remember his name right now. That's terrible. Uh, One of our corners defense. He won.
Tyler?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, no, it was a corner. Wait, what? Yeah, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, cause so my thing with Tyler is honestly, before we even put the pads on, me and him were talking to each other. You guys know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
I talk junk, but it's only to motivate and but yeah, honestly, I definitely didn't expect him to be the player that he was. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie.
Mm-hmm.
But he was great. Not only did he lead our team in picks, he was up there in tackles, led the team in interceptions. He literally did everything. He was like that defensive spark that we needed when the offense was playing bad. That player that we could count on to make something happen to get us back on the field. So definitely respect him a lot, and definitely appreciate everything that he did on the defensive side. So.
No, for sure. I mean, I remember early on, Nate Sweet kind of was really impressed with him at practice, and as time went on, I'm like, yeah, this dude can play. And then one of the biggest things that I remember, obviously, he had a great year, obviously, but in the game against, I think the Mean Machine, they threw at him 4 times in a row in that left corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
And didn't matter, it wasn't happening. So he's just a baller, and I couldn't be happier to have him on the team.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm excited that he's coming back.
Me too. So now we're in the middle of the off season. We've been, I consider, to be pretty successful as far as recruiting, retaining current players. Is there one that you are looking forward to with working with again, or looking to work with for the first time?
I want to say for the first time because I've played with him before, but Mike Warren, Mott's brother. The season that I did play with him, I was kind of like in the middle of going to college and then playing with the Kings as well. So I didn't really play much because I didn't want to put myself in a situation to where I was hurt. But I've seen him play. I know exactly what he can do. I know what he brings to the table. And then having QJ on that defensive side, honestly, it's just I don't know if you saw my comment in the last interview when you did have Warren on here. I said that we have to make it so they're not allowed to
I did see that.
Yeah, no, they can't touch me in practice, coach. I can't have and QJ over there trying nah. So we can have a 2-hand touch or something like that because it's a whole different atmosphere when you have them on the field, and that's only adding to what we already have because our defense was already good. But yeah, and then Chino, I know Chino started playing a lot of defense at the end. That's my guy, but at the same time, I already know I'm not trying to be in that. Yeah, so we're gonna have to play 2-hand touch. But yeah, I'm just, and then obviously my guy Mooney, we just gel. We already know the relationship I have with Mooney. That's my guy. So definitely excited to have him come back. There go this guy Trey. But yeah,
yep, for sure. He's got to hit you up.
It's all love.
Yep. No, I mean it'll be interesting. I think one of the biggest things, at least from what I'm hearing, is I certainly only know Monty, but having Monty and Mike and QJ and Chino, and the list goes on and on as far as those kind of guys want to practice. Those kind of guys want to practice the right way. Those kind of guys wants to be better. And the more guys we can have like that just want to get better, the sky's the limit. I couldn't be more excited just with those guys. And then even I don't know. I just feel that we have a great opportunity in front of us. We just got to make it happen.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
And this guy's already calling stats from his couch.
I see him.
You're now entering your third season with the team, which is hard to believe for me. I don't know how about you, but what are your hopes for your third year?
Stay healthy. Honestly, I feel like this season, personally, is gonna be like a best for me. As far as like being more dedicated in the weight room, making sure I'm coming into the season in shape, stronger and faster than the prior 2 seasons. Got my own little weight room built now, so I don't have to go to the gym because that was my big thing. I don't like going to the gym. It's too much. But yeah, just being able to to put that work in and come in prepared, and so I'm not getting caught from behind no more. So
yeah. Unfortunately, it did happen a couple times, but you know what? I can't say anything because I wouldn't even made it through the line of scrimmage. So I got nothing but good things to say about your game. So now you've scored a bunch of different ways. Some through the air, some some in the ground. Which one do you prefer to do, or are they all pretty much the same?
if I could get the ball in my hand, coach, then I want the ball in my hand. I don't care if I'm catching it. I don't care if I'm running the ball. If you want me back there to punt and then fake it, I'll do. Nah, don't put me back there to fake punt. I'm just joking.
That's what Jalen's for.
Yeah. He got that. That's all him. Yeah. But
one of these days you're gonna get that done.
Honestly, I do like catching the ball a lot. Just because I don't know. I like talking junk to Joe and Tank when I catch the ball. Because in high school they both had better hands than me, but ever since then, since prep school, I solidified myself as the having the best hands in our friend group. So yeah, I definitely need some more touches in the out the backfield. So we got to talk to Will about that.
No, for sure. No, that's definitely been something to focus. I mean, we've talked about that a few different times, but I feel as though that definitely needs to happen. Is there one guy or guys or somebody that usually makes you laugh at practice or games?
Tank, man, I just he don't even got to say nothing or do nothing. I just look at that guy and laugh. I don't know, he might be ugly a little bit. And then Johnny, that's my guy. He's a funny dude. That's my guy too. And his brother, they always cut jokes. My cousin Don, when he's in a good mood. But honestly, it's just everybody on the team is just we have that. I built those relationships with our teammates, so it's like anybody at any point in time could do anything to make me laugh. I'm all.
No, I hear that. I mean, for me, it's the relationship part of it is kind of probably the most important part because at the end of the day, I want to be able to run into one of you guys 5-10 years down the road and say, "Hey, you remember the time that we beat the tar out of so and so? Did we have a good laugh at the grocery store?" That's really what matters the most to me. Of course, winning is high up there too, but it's really about friendships and memories and all that kind of stuff.
No, definitely.
You've had a ton of success in the time you've been with the team. Is there one thing that you haven't accomplished that you want to?
Have I got 2,000 yards yet?
No. Well, you would have. You would have this year if it was a regular season because I think you had somewhere around 1,600 in 6 games.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do that. That's the goal right there. Oh, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the goal. That's my goal.
Now, are we talking combined?
No, you know
Are we?
what? We're never gonna talk about regular individual. I want to go undefeated as a team. I just don't.
Hmm.
I don't want to lose a game. We shouldn't lose a game. We shouldn't have lost a game. But that's the goal, to go undefeated. I don't care if I get 100 yards, 500-600 yards. If we're winning, I'm good. Um,
Hmm.
so that's gonna be my goal right there. It's just us going undefeated and
Hmm.
literally beating every team by at least 30. I don't want no close game.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so from the time that you've joined the team to now, where do you see the greatest growth in the team, and what is one thing you hope to see as far as growth in the future?
Um, Talent. I think that since I've joined, we have definitely added players who are not only athletic, they're strong, they're fast, they can play a bunch of different positions. Now we have players who we can move from a fullback position to a running back position to a linebacker. We have
Mm-hmm.
corners that play receiver that can play kick return, punt return. We have linemen that can play offensive line, defensive line. I
Mm-hmm.
think having a bunch of different pieces that we can move because they're athletes no matter where they are on the field. So if
Mm-hmm.
there is a situation where they have to sub in on the opposite side of the field, it's not going to hurt us because we know that we have somebody to, um, take care of that and be there and do it just as well as the last guy that was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like my guy Zuri, both
Yeah,
offensively
exactly.
and
Yep.
defensively kills it
Yep.
both. Um, so yeah, just having players like that you can literally put anywhere at any time and ask them to do anything. To me, I think that's a big thing that all teams should have, and we
Oh,
definitely
for
have
sure. It prevents the big giant drop off.
100%.
It's just like, I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, the Chino. I mean,
Hmm.
Zori. Man, the list goes on and on. And it's just because I think a lot of it has to do with how smart they are too as football players, and they want to win, and that's the bottom line. Is if you need to go play linebacker because we need you to play linebacker, go do it, have fun. That's
Exactly.
just how you got to look at it.
Right.
There's only technically 33 starting spots, and we
Hmm.
got 55 plus. So you got to be ready to just kind of make the most of whatever your situation is.
Yeah, facts.
Um, Now that you're a few seasons in, it's become pretty clear to me you've grown into a pretty phenomenal leader. In your opinion, what makes a good leader?
Um, there's a bunch of different things that you have to be or to do to be a good leader. I think one is just being able to like flip that switch. So like there's times to where you can have fun, joke around, and then there's times where you have to flip that switch. Like, listen, it's crunch time. We got to be serious. Stop joking. Stop laughing around. Everybody needs to turn it up a little bit. But at the same time, is football is a very very emotional game. Um, so a leader, you have to know how to control those emotions because you got to remember you're playing with a whole bunch of grown men.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna feel a certain way about whatever's going on. So just being able to control that to where now um, you can talk to those teammates because they have your respect and be like, listen, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that you're tight, but like at the same time, like we're a team. Don't sit here and try to make this about you. Um,
Absolutely, and it really comes down to being able to. It's okay to, like I said, it's excuse me. You said it's an emotional game. It's okay to get emotional, but it's not okay to lose your focus.
right.
That's the important part. There's nothing wrong with being upset. Nothing wrong with voicing your opinion. But at the end of the day, when it's time to go again, you gotta be mentally ready to do that.
Exactly.
And I think we're getting there. And I think you being kind of the steady hand helps because there's only so much you can say as a coach.
No,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, as well as I do, we can't be in that offensive huddle. There's got to be somebody that says, "Dude, relax."
hmm
We can't do that for you. So having those kind of people out there to do that makes all the difference in the world.
right.
Um, in your opinion, what is the most important attribute for a player to be a good football player?
Heart. You could be talented, you could be strong, you could be fast. If you don't have the heart, you're not going to be a good. You're not going to be a good football player because it's different. It's a different sport. Um it's a contact sport, a lot of contact. So without heart, you're not going to be able to put your body on the line to make those plays, knowing that there's a chance you are putting yourself in a position to get hurt each and every single play. Um, so most definitely hurt, because from that comes everything else. If you got hurt, it doesn't matter if you're the smallest guy in the field. You could tackle the biggest guy. Doesn't matter if you're the slowest. You saw Mooney run
Yeah.
70 yards
Yep.
down the field and chase that dude down. That's hurt. That's it right there. Just never giving up and trusting yourself to be the best yourself that you can be when put in situations like that.
Of course, heart kind of goes down the don't accept no as an answer as well.
Yep.
You just got to want it, and if you don't want it, then you don't have it. That's really that simple.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most looking forward to for the 2021 season?
Just getting back on that field and going back to the championship. It hurt the way things ended this season. Obviously, I wasn't the only one. I was upset. Everybody was upset because we knew what the outcome was going to be. Um, so that's it. Just showing everybody that last year they got lucky because COVID saved them. The whooping that they would have got if we did end up playing them.
Mhm.
And now this is when we end up seeing any of these teams. This is going to be us letting out that frustration and anger based on what the league ended up doing to us. But
Yeah, I mean, like, hate to go down, put salt on the old wounds, but let's. You're right. If we're not ready to kind of pound some skulls, come this summer, I don't know what you're doing here. Because let's face it, 2019, we made all the championship game and played like doo doo, and then came back in 2020. I feel to be a pretty darn good football team, and then not be able to get to the finish line.
mm-hmm.
If you aren't ready to go now, then I don't know what you're doing here. Like, for real. Like, we got to be ready to roll. Like you said the other day, it isn't. Don't get ready in April. Get ready today. It's
Right.
time, and that's what we got to do. So the last, actually, second to last question, and unfortunately, I actually asked you this back in March. What are you looking forward to the most once we finally, hopefully, get back to normal?
Just practicing without having to worry about COVID. So it was difficult with a lot of people having families and people that they have to be around to put ourselves in a position with being around a bunch of people, knowing that COVID was anywhere at any time.
Yeah, it's certainly a possibility. It was set. Yeah, it's a cloud over your head all the time.
Yeah, so just being able to just focus on more of the game rather than everything else that's around us. Because now, when you can focus on specific things,
Five Piggy Elephant book, the book that I checked out at the library.
Excellent. Good job. All right, so last question. For the new guys in the team, what should they expect from you, and what should Lavante expect from them?
just hard work, lot of trash talking, especially if you're on the defensive side. You already know how I'm coming when it comes to the defense. Honestly, I don't know. They might not that much trash this year because they just added some pieces. So I might be a little more quiet this year because but for the younger guys coming or the older guys that are might be their first year, just come ready to work because definitely I'm calling out any and everybody who's slacking. I don't we're not doing that this year. Um, yeah, the Dewey might be there. The Dewey might be there this year. I don't know. We might. But yeah, just hard work, commitment, and doing anything that I can to put the team in a position to win. That's what they can expect from me.
Excellent. Well, man, I thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to actually being able to see you sooner than later. Hopefully we can, our schedule holds true as far as trying to do some sort of team activity coming up here in March, maybe even sooner if the weather's decent and, of course, the whole COVID situation. But until then, be well. And if you want to hang on, or you can just let me know, or I can just kind of, move these other guys.
I'm gonna hang for a little bit. Talking about Jalen real quick.
Sure. All right. I'm going to bring him in. You ready, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. What's up? Hey, Jalen. Hey, Joe.
Not much. How's it going?
Good to see you guys. First of all, Jalen, good to see you again.
Yeah.
Joe, good to meet you. I know you guys are kind of two peas in a pod from what I understand. So I'm gonna get right into with Jalen. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
So first of all, congratulations on a very successful rookie season.
Thank you.
You really worked your way up to the top, so to speak. So I'm very proud of everything that you've been able to do this past season. So with that, what age did you start playing football?
I started playing football maybe around like about 8 years old. I played for the Browns, the Pop Warner League, the Browns. Yeah.
So you're gonna have to give me some insight. Now, is the Browns like another Pittsfield based organization?
So, I don't know. Back when I started playing, it was a league where it had 4 teams and we all faced each other. It was the Lions, the Browns, the Rams, and the Giants. And I played for the Browns.
I'm sorry, man. Actually, you can't say too many bad things about the Browns this year. I know they're not connected this year. You can't help it.
That is true.
When you first started, what positions did you play? Were you always on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, my Uncle Joe got me to play football. So when I first played, like my first year, I was QB. And all he basically told me to do was run with the ball. So we didn't really have plays. So, but then I seen how, like, as we went on and grew up, during where we are in Western Mass and stuff like that, we run the ball most of the time. So obviously I needed the ball in my hands. So I went to running back.
Where did the interest Where did the interest come for you to play football? You said it was your Uncle Joe?
Yeah, my Uncle Joe, really. He's the one who put a football in my hand, and I just took it and ran with it from there.
Now, where'd you play high school football?
I played for Taconic. Yeah, I played for Taconic. Yeah, Taconic High School.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't sound proud of that.
Well,
What's that all about?
I don't know. I'm gonna just keep it to myself.
No, I get you. I'm not gonna put you in that spot.
Yeah.
Was there anybody that pushed you along the way, or do you kind of consider yourself like a self-starter?
Well, I mean, there wasn't really. My Uncle Joe was really, because he passed away about 10 years ago. So ever since then, he's really been my motivation to continue to play football. So that's what really pushes me every day, and my family and stuff like that. So,
was there a player or coach that you looked up to as you went along?
I mean, an NFL player, I like to watch AP, so I wear number 28. But like for a coach, my Uncle Joe also coached me. So he'd probably be my Uncle Joe as well, because he coached me up until he passed away.
I thought you wore 28 to pay tribute to Lavante Wiggins, but I guess.
I'm glad I got to wear, honest to God.
Yeah. Once high school was over, did you think you were done playing, or did you have hopes or plans to play in college?
I always knew I was good enough. Obviously, I was good enough to play college. I did go to college for about a semester, but I had to leave due to like personal reasons and stuff like that. So I did play college ball. I knew I was going to continue playing football. So basically.
Now, as I said, 2020 was the first year with the team. As the year went on, you started to see more and more playing time and more success. What do you think made that possible?
I feel like dedication. I basically went to every practice that I could. Gave it my all, and every time I stepped on the field and had the chance, I did all I could.
So I'm gonna add a question to you that we didn't that you probably obviously were prepared for, but how surprised were you that you got caught from behind in that Brawlers game?
I was surprised. That kid was fast, but in my defense, I was on the sideline until like the third quarter, so my legs wasn't warmed up. I don't know, but I should have gotten caught. I look at that play a lot, and I'm disappointed in myself.
I was just really surprised, to be honest. I mean, it was a hell of a catch. I was very, very surprised.
I didn't think, honest to God, I thought I was in for a touchdown. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gone. But when I watched the film, dude was fast.
Yeah.
Dude was fast.
But he was. I don't know, because I honestly forgot about it until I watched the film somewhat recently. I'm like, oh man, I still can't believe he didn't score. But it
won't happen again. It won't happen again, though. It won't happen again.
No, you know what? You made up for it in the I think it was the Mercenaries game when they thought they had you tackled and they threw you sideways
and dipped. Yeah.
So you made up for it. You more than made up for it. So, but yeah, it's still a hell of a play.
Thank you.
Actually, I might have actually stole your answer for this next question. But looking back on the 2020 season, was there one player game that you look back on?
That play that you just said, that's one play I look back on. But another one is when Will, I don't know how Will don't never go down somehow, but when he spun out of that sack and dipped it off to Lavante, he scored. That was crazy. I was like, I don't even know how. For the size of Will, he can move.
No, Will's a different dude, and like if you watch that play, like I think like 8 of those guys on that team just wanted to throw up after that.
Yeah,
they just were interested after that. They were done. Actually, if it's true, I don't want to talk bad, but no, they definitely got pretty deflated after that.
That is very true.
As we move towards 2021, what are your goals for this upcoming season?
I really want to. I know Joe's leaving. He was a big part of our wide receiver group and stuff like that. So I really want to be able to, even though it's my second year, step up and try to help lead the wide receivers and lead the team and be a good leader for us and get a chip.
No, I think you can do both those things. I think what it really boils down to, honestly, Joe's going to be sorely missed. Joe always worked very hard, and
taught me a lot of things in that little bit of time.
Yep. So I think you can kind of pick up that torch, so to speak, as long as you keep doing what you're doing, keep working hard,
and I most definitely will.
How did you find out about the Storm, and ultimately, why did you choose to play for the Storm? And what would you tell a new player looking to play for the Storm? I know that's a lot of questions all in one.
Nah, that's okay. I found out, like I know Devin Walker, I'm pretty sure played for you guys. I found out that I knew about you guys through there, but I didn't really think about playing until Junie Gerard. He told me that he was playing first. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me get in contact with you and I'll play for you guys. So that's basically how it happened, because I wasn't playing football in college anymore because I was home. So football, I just need football. So that's how. And you said for anybody coming in.
Yeah, I got to reread it because I actually forgot myself. So, what would you tell a new player looking to play for the Storm?
Just be ready to work. That no spot is guaranteed, everything is earned. As like with me, I didn't get the most playing time as soon as I came, but you just got to prove yourself and just dedication. Show up to practice whenever you can. Just give it your all and be ready to win a chip, basically.
No, I agree. I mean, we talked about it before, but you started a little bit slow, but as you became more available, you became more used, for lack of a better phrase, and you showed out. So there's no looking back as far as I'm concerned. I think you can do some really good things next year, or this year, I should say.
I do agree.
Last question. We'll get to Joe. Once we get back to normal, what are you most looking forward to?
Kind of the same thing Lavante said, because I used to live with my grandma, so coming out to practice and stuff like that, and having to go back home to my grandma was kind of a little iffy, just because she's a little older. So I'm just, and not to wear a mask. I hate wearing masks.
Yep,
those things are annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely honestly, like this. I mean, even in our season, there was a lot of guys, and in the end, we had plenty of guys. Don't get me wrong, but it was a hard decision for a lot of guys to really want to do what we did this year.
Right.
It was a calculated risk, and I'm lucky, or we're lucky and proud to be able to get through the season healthy.
That is very true. I'm glad that we just got to play.
Yeah, well, that's the important part. Is a lot of folks didn't. And being honest, I wasn't 100% sure. For all I was always thought I would be able to find a way to get it done, but I never truly knew exactly if it would happen, because you can't control everything.
Right.
So, being able to come up with that field in Keene was pretty key. So I'm very proud of what we achieved this year, and really looking forward to 2021.
Too. I'm sad it ended the way it did. We were just starting. We was just starting to heat up and really come together. And it just stopped, but it'll continue and get even better.
Well, that's the most important part. Is like we were talking before. Like it takes you a good 5 to 6 weeks as a team to really figure out who you are and what you got. And the most important thing we can do is have as many guys come back as possible, so we don't have to start over, so to speak. So, the more the merrier, in a sense of getting everybody back, and we'll be that much better for it. So, Joe. So,
Coach.
Not much. First time I finally get a chance to really talk to you. We've spoke, electronically, of course.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get us started. You were going to be joining this team this year. I know you're working yourself into like a tight end role. I know you have experience in a few other areas. So I'm going to start right off with what age did you start playing football?
So I started playing football, like practicing, when I was like 4 years old with Jalen and them, but I wasn't old enough to actually play. So I had to wait till I was 6 to actually get on the field. So
how old again? 6?
4 years old.
Oh, gotcha. What position did you start out playing?
I started playing center at first, but then I moved all around the O-line, and then I started playing defense, and then I fell in love with defense. And then I played D tackle inside because I was bigger, and then I got smaller, so I played DN to get around the edge.
Yeah. No, that's in my opinion, that's probably one of the best things for you, being able to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Where did the interest for you to want to play football? Where did that come from?
My father, my dad really, ever since I was 4, I was like, when I was 4, I was like tall. Like I looked like I was like 7 or 8. So as soon as I got the chance to get out there, my dad, he was like, all right, you're big. You're going to play line just like I did, let's get you going. And I'm here now. So still playing,
Yep, absolutely. Was there anybody that pushed you along the way, or did that kind of come from within?
Well, yeah, Jalen's been pushing me. My dad pushed me. I had a bunch of Pop Warner coaches push me, all that. I've been pushed, and I've been staying on track and doing my thing.
Was there a player or coach you looked up to when you first started out?
For NFL, like the player I look up to is Rob Gronkowski. But like for coach-wise, my dad, he's the person, I've been doing this for him, as Jalen said, it's been about 10 years now. So been, doing this for him, trying to make him happy, be the best him I can be.
What makes the game of football special to you?
I think if I didn't play football, I would not be the person I am today. So just like the fact that football made me who I am, that's what makes it special to me.
That's a great answer, because that like for me, like, if it wasn't for football, I mean, I probably would have found a way, but I'm not certain I would have finished high school, but it made it that much easier for me to do that. That was the number one goal, was making sure my grades are good enough to play on Friday night.
Yeah.
And that mattered. Certainly. There's other, motivations that came along with it, but like, for me, that's kind of what made it all work. Once high school was over, did you have any aspirations of playing beyond high school, say in college?
Yeah. So I'm doing a little bit of a different path. I actually have 5 offers for college right now, but I plan on going to BCC for 2 years and then going to an in-state college. But yeah, I definitely plan on playing football for a while, and after I'm done playing, I plan on coaching.
Excellent. So let me see. I'm sorry. How'd you learn about the team? The storm, that is.
From Jalen and Junie. I started coming to the game, seeing you guys play, and then I was like, I want to join this team.
Now, I saw that you had attended a couple games this year to watch. What was your overall impression on the team based on the experience of watching the games?
That this team wants to win. When I'm watching you guys play, I see every player's going 110% every time, and that's why I love. I play football, and sometimes people half-ass it just to play. They put on a jersey just so they can be like, oh yeah, I'm on the football team, and that's not what's going on here. It's a brotherhood. It's a real brotherhood.
No, I agree, and that's what we're looking for. I mean, every year you're gonna, undoubtedly you're gonna have one or two that maybe not be there for the same reasons that you are, but before you know it, that'll work itself out, so to speak.
Yeah.
2021 will be your first season. What are your hopes for your first? What are your hopes for your rookie season?
Honestly, I hope I get to follow his footsteps on the offensive rookie of the year, but I'm more looking forward to winning and playing with the team. I just want to win. That's what I want to do here, and that's why I came here, because I want to win.
No, I appreciate that. We're gonna put our best foot forward, and I think with some of the comments that Lavante made tonight, I think we're on the right path, and I think it's going to come down to a little bit more of a teammate policing, so to speak, and not accept okay. We want to be great, because that's where we need to be. What do you believe that you personally will bring to the team this year?
I feel like when I came to your guys' games, I didn't see a tight end really that was doing a lot. So I feel that I bring another big target to the team, that I could do both. I could block, I could catch. I feel like I'm very versatile. I could play both sides of the ball too. I could bring a lot to this team. I basically could do whatever you need me to do.
Yep, and that's the attitude to have, because I mentioned it before. There's 50 plus on a roster, and there's 11 that start on offense, 11 that starts on defense, and then usually anyway another 22 on special teams. Yeah. Special teams is very important. So if being able to, honestly, if you want to know the truth, like last year, if you look at 2019 and then you look at 2020, I believe our special teams were vastly better in 2020, and our goal is to be even better in 2021. And we're going to need guys out there that truly want to be out there and really understand it isn't all I'm stuck on special teams. No, it's an opportunity.
Yeah, you got to take every chance you could get.
That's what we need, because there's been times. I mean, Lavante lived it. Looking back at 2019, we crawled back in that game and then we give up a touchdown on a kickoff return. Can't have that. Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that we can eliminate. and it's comes down to not beating yourself, and I feel as though special teams is one of those areas that we can do that.
Yeah.
What should your new teammates expect from you?
You should expect me for my new teammates. Just expect me. I'm going to be working hard. I'm not going to half-ass anything. I'm going from playing with high schoolers to grown men. So I know I have to work. Like I'm not taking anything slightly. I'm going to go 110% every time.
No, that's good because it is. I mean, Jalen can attest to this. I think I wouldn't say he ever struggled in practice or anything, but I would say that a lot of knowledge was gained, and he got better for it. It's just different. I can't even say it's better, and I can't say it's worse. It's just different. Yeah. It's just depending on your position, you could be outmatched just based on physical age. Somebody that's spent 5 years in the weight room, and you're just coming off from high school. You're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah,
it's definitely different. So last question for you. I asked everybody this question, but once you get back normal, what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward just to be able to play the game, and have fans, have like a whole bunch of fans in the crowd, like no COVID limits, like none of that, just everything to be back to normal.
Yep. Yeah, you and me both. I mean, I think, again, not to keep harping on last year, but I can't tell you how much I miss playing at our own field. Like, I'm ready. So, but anyway, guys, I want to thank you for taking the time, of course. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see you before March. But if not, be well. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.